Well, hey, good morning. Thank you guys for joining us today on tour episode 11. Coming up next, the release this week of the HTC 1599, another built Microsoft conference. The Ouya goes retail, a first flying bicycle, a space telescope for everyone. More on these stories coming up next here on TWIR. Stay tuned. Hi, thank you guys for joining us today. I'm Jenna Fox. This week in robotics, episode 11. Lots to talk about this week. I hope you guys had another great week. I'm so glad to have you guys along again this week. Thanks for coming along. Today, up here in New England, we're definitely having a very, very hot and toasty day. And there's another warning, so we want to hope and keep our fingers crossed to all of you out there that I hope you are staying cool today. I hope you are staying well hydrated. Things that other robots may not have to worry so much about on this end when they're not organic. To sort of kick things off today, it was done a very, very interesting article last week. I was just looking over this over on Kickstarter. They've got this one coming out called a Paravelo, and I apologize, I may have pronounced this wrong. Paravelo, the world's first flying bicycle. Very, very interesting over on Kickstarter. This is, they are flying right along with this. Here, I'll give you guys just sort of a quick look over here at sort of what this looks like. Right here, the Paravelo, the world's first flying bicycle. Now, of course, we had something similar like this we saw way back when the Wright brothers first were starting, but this is obviously an advancement in where it's come. It's very, very interesting concept of what they took here, and the way it's put together and it comes out, it's something to sort of look at and just sort of take a look at it if you're interested as well on that. One of the other top stories here as well that we were looking at just before we get to the telescope for everyone, it was kind of interesting. Another sort of toy that we're seeing come out of Kickstarter as well, something else to look at this week as well, is the flying car. This is kind of interesting over here, happening in London, UK right now. A sort of very smaller concept. It's interesting if we might see this. We've seen larger type vehicles of this caliber take on the full type of sort of the sky car that we heard about some years ago, and of course this one is on a smaller scale. This is obviously but it's interesting and very innovative look at sort of maybe where we might see prototype vehicles in the next years. Who knows? If not, well, we might just end up going back to that. Just very, very interesting to look at that. These are all over on Kickstarter.com. Look under tech projects. They're very, very fascinating, interesting. The Space Telescope for Everyone. I'm very excited about this one, put out by ARKYD. It's coming right up here, ending in 5 more days. Very, very excited on this one. This is kind of interesting because they've sort of had these, been able to for a while to have access, and it's interesting to see that hopefully it'll allow anyone to get access to this through any web. It's sort of a .org, .government. Very, very interesting to allow us to look through that and help us see into the stars, not just to the scientists. So it'll be a very interesting look on kind of where that one will go. That's definitely some big excitement that they're working on over there at ARKYD, Space Telescope for Everyone. So those are just a handful of some of the top stories that we're covering and looking at. Once again, too, it's nice to see that they are trying to help over here. Speaking of robotics, let's pull us back into that. The FTC, the First Tech Challenge Team 6181 Minutemen Robotics, they are over here trying to work on getting themselves kickstarted as well. 16 more days on there, trying to fund to compete in next year's First Tech Challenge. What a great, exciting time to be involved in this. Very, very interesting. As well as, I'm sure, I don't want to leave anyone out or feel like I'm pushing anything on any particular individual or maybe because I know someone or anything like that. No, I'm just trying to bring the discussion and help it continue to go forward with these other types of discoveries. And we can see that there are other very interesting types over here. If you go over to discover, a lot of the things that we tend to look at sometimes that you'll see is over here on Kickstarter. If you look under, we usually type in for projects, we type in robots or robot or robotics. And this is very interesting. Wi-Fi, we've got mobile robots, we're using ISO Android devices. Very interesting how a lot of this is integrating, as we've been talking about on and off throughout our series. And as many others have over the years, we can see there's a color field oil painter robot here that they're trying to work on over in New York, Manchester, here. And they're using the Raspberry Pi. Motor brand power supply for Raspberry Pi. Very interesting tech. I mean, there's so many that you can look into here. Sparky, the easy robot for everyone. As well as, don't forget, ez-robot.com as well. Fritz, a robotic puppet. Very interesting stuff on sort of where we're seeing this integration and robots continue to go. There's the Romo, once again, the smartphone robot. We've been talking about this one, and they got funded some time ago. We've been keeping a close eye on that one. We were also discussing a while back the Bartendro, the sort of bartender type. Basically, you just, the type of drink you want, it's all pushed into this one direct area, and it just releases a certain, like, let's say if you're looking for a particular type of drink, you hit a button. It's sort of like a mixer version with a little bit of a brain of kind of the way you would go to go get a cola or a juice or drink when you would push on. But this is a different concept. This actually puts in the type that you're looking for, and it will automatically give you all the right additives. Very, very interesting. And I know as a bartender in the past, that would have definitely come in handy if it wasn't so expensive. And they're trying to make it very, very affordable to individuals as well. Another great program to see have gotten funded as well. So this is kind of interesting. Just many you guys can look at. You can see ongoing robotic things happening, as well as stories and other funded programs and everything to do with robotics. Another great resource out there that can continuously give you more interesting ideas and maybe just sort of help get those creative juices flowing as well. Very, very interesting too as well. I don't know if you guys had heard about it. We will move more into that when we get into robots and media. There is a interesting, fun little film coming out, a new robot film. I didn't know if you guys heard about the robot film last year that was done, or excuse me, I apologize, a few years back, with the Frank and the robot. Very interesting independent film. I thought it was very interestingly done. Gothica robot prison that they're talking about this year. Sci-fi thriller on Kickstarter. Interesting. Many others that you can do easily, as we will get into media and discussions as well on that. Before we do, we're going to just jump into our providers this week as well. So we really want to be thankful here to thank Stamps.com as well. Thank you guys, Stamps.com. These guys are great. Remember, you can definitely, now normally on there it will give you the $80 welcome package that they have. But remember, go in the upper right hand corner, you'll see a microphone up there. Click on the microphone and you'll be able to, and make sure to type in under promo, put in our email. You'll see if I'm going to bring that up right on the screen so you guys can see this as well. Stamps.com right here. See, postage on demand, click, print, mail, great stuff. $80 value, but nope, come on up here, click on the microphone like that, click here, and then you will be brought to this special Stamps Radio and Podcast customers right here, and type in promo code our email address. Now, if that doesn't take, when you sign up, put or who referred you and put in our email. So we want to thank Stamps.com. Great programs that they have available over there, and I really like it because I don't have to go to the post office anymore. It's such a great option, especially for those that really want to do that, mailing and things like that. It's definitely a place to go if you don't want to have to do too much of that, or even have to get out. And yeah, there's an ongoing monthly fee that you want to remember. It's very inexpensive, so it's not too much. Check those guys out, Stamps.com. Now let's take a look at our other advertiser over here, Squarespace. These guys are great. Oh my gosh, right here. See, create your own space to get started. I love what they're doing. HTML 5. You guys can create all kinds of great looks to them. There's plenty of templates. Free trial. You don't even have to put a credit card. 14 days free trial basis. Plug that information in there. You can even get a domain name assigned to you. There's a lot of creative ideas out there. Yes, there are other websites out there as well. You can find other ones that are available that are free. But it's so nice because I love the concept of being able to go to every website and allow you to access it through, whether it be tablet, whether it be through your computer, smartphone, and it's always made for the screen no matter what. They have some great packages over here. They start $8 a month. More popular, a lot of people go with the unlimited. I love that because then you never have to worry about when you go to your website. You don't get the error 404 or 505 error from it basically being shut down, or just too many people going to that and can't handle the bandwidth. It's a great option. E-commerce, for those that want to look into more business side of things, $24 a month. I have looked around I have constantly looked, and I can't find anything much cheaper than e-commerce for that. If you guys do, by all means, please email us, TWIRTV, TWIRTV @gmail.com. So we want to thank Squarespace again. Thank you guys so much. Squarespace.com and Stamps.com. And one of our other fun-filled advertisers that we cannot forget, these guys are so great. Every week they have one free new download. I love it. It's one of my all-time favorite sites. We use some of them over here on our show, as well as in some of our filming that we do as well. You guys should definitely come and check it out over here at pond5.com. Yeah, these guys are great. pond5.com. I love that. It was just a time lapse that you see a slow motion of it exactly. If you go all the way down, you guys can get, you're welcome to get once a week free. This week, Ocean Sky. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Definitely. That'll be added to ours immediately. But all you have to do is come over here to pond5.com. When you guys sign up, right here, that's for the newsletter. Go ahead and do that too. But also, when you guys do sign up, oh, beautiful beach thing, they have everything. You can go in video, and photos, and illustrations, and music, and sound effects, After Effects, 3D effects, and so much more. Audio, that a lot of that falls under your music. You can do just about anything your creative heart is looking for. It's really fun. Pond5.com. Just going up here now. Obviously, we are signed in right now through ours, but there'll be an option here to sign up. And you guys sign up, plug in our email, TWIRTV, TWIRTV @gmail.com, and tell them that we sent you over. We really appreciate it. And then once you sign up, come on down to the bottom down here and grab this week's offer. Always one freebie every week, so keep an eye out for it. I really encourage you guys to grab it, especially if you're someone that is really passionate about photography, filming, or just anything else. Maybe you want to look for something you want to use on your site that makes it look a little bit more professional, takes it up to another step. We really like those ideas. They're great. So again, thank you guys so much. Stamps.com, to our provider out there as well. Thank you guys so much. Stamps.com, Squarespace.com, and pond5.com. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate your support, and for you guys for supporting Pond5, Squarespace, and Christine. Really, really appreciate that. Now let's take a look at robots in media. We'll be getting a new one actually from pond5.com that will give us the integration as we segue into robots in media. Again tonight, don't forget Teen Titans Go over on Teen Titans Go over on Cartoon Network. Tonight they will be premiering another new short, at least the first 15 minutes, and then they usually the last half they will show an older episode that they just premiered not too long ago recently. So they'll do that. Lost in Space on Saturday night on UTV. You can catch there. There are tons of others. If you just do a little bit of robot searching on the web, you can find a ton of it very, very easily. There's a ton of ideas out there. There are some other interesting films coming out later this year as well. Definitely keep out for that. And as well as on DVD, anytime that you guys want to talk about a list or maybe the upcoming releases that have something that suggests robot themed or bionic themed or something like that. Speaking of that as well, I don't know if you guys recently heard about a new bionic eye available to individuals. The FDA finally approved, and I'm so excited for those that are blind to give them a treatment and allow. Now that's interesting to sort of allow to see them have a silhouette, and of course over time, I guess supposedly it does come in a little clearer from all of its processing, and hopefully they'll continue to have updates and things that will help them. So that is a huge leap forward, and I'm so excited. Right now it's this little box that goes on the side of their body, and it's very, very interesting stuff. And you guys want to look at that article, by all means, we really, really encourage you guys to check that out. I'm really, really fascinated and very interesting to see maybe if that box will eventually come down to a small implant of some kind. Now they already have the implant that goes into the eye for these individuals to allow them to see better. But it'll be interesting as tech continues to shrink over the next 100 years. I mean, it's very, I mean, even just the next 10 years, how fast things are integrating. And probably we're going to reach a point where it's going to kind of slow down for a bit. It's like, okay, now it's just going to slowly little tweaks, and then we might see another leap, so on and so forth. So it'll be interesting to see where that might be. Maybe, you know, right now they're carrying around this box, and maybe in 25, 50 years from now, they might have something that's just a little chip that's in there, and they won't have to carry anything. Or maybe for a while it'll be something much, much smaller, like the size of a pager, and you just clip it on, and we'll see. Who knows? So we'll have to definitely keep an eye on things like that as we continue to go through this process of life and transitioning and just change, as everything always continues to do through society. It's a very, very exciting time, very, very interesting time. Many, many things are continuing to happen throughout all this. So we're really, really glad. I hope you guys have had a great week. How have you guys been holding up? How have you been staying cool? Have you been using some sort of robotics? I know an individual I talked to recently had a fan that was connected up to one of their R2 units, and they just called. They said, "Hey R2," and it came over, and he said, "Fan on," and it had a fan connected to him, and it started playing the fan. Now, obviously, that takes more energy to run through a unit like that, but it was just, it's very interestingly innovative, and so I wanted to thank you, John, I wanted to throw that high out to John, excuse me, for that exciting kind of creativity work, and anything as well too that you guys are working on. We're continuing to work on our hobby kits over here. That'll be pushed out a few months because we financially are trying to do two things. We're trying to upgrade our cameras right now. Our microphone is the biggest thing, so that we can allow to take this to a level. We're so excited. By the way, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, come on over to the Jenna Fox. It's youtube.com/the Jenna Fox. We are just almost 3/4 of the way to our goal of 1,000 subscribers, so that we can use this software, full version of the software, over at youtube.com, so that we can go live through the Jenna Fox for now until we integrate our other channel of this one, the TWIR TV. We're trying to get our TWIR TV up there, but that one's taking some time to get there, and it's not allowing us to get a lot of the highlights because sometimes the bots, when we upload our videos, recognizes some of the highlights that we discuss, even though we are educational and we are a nonprofit and we are news. It doesn't always allow it to go up because it can be, in their opinion, copyright infringement, even though it's not, and it's all forms of Creative Commons, and we have a Creative Commons share network and license and an LLC, and what can you do? Even when you do everything legally, it's difficult to find other options. And there's not a lot of other free options out there. You end up having to pay a lot of these places amounts to keep your video footage, your music footage, your photos. Now, obviously for photos you have a great option. 1 terabyte over on Flickr.com. That's a great option that I would suggest to anyone that's trying to put a ton of photos up online. Flickr.com, you can put a combination of some on your Gmail, but you got to be careful because then the free email, yes, they did go up, but your memory that they give you is everything from any documents you upload to all your emails. So it starts to, not that your emails are usually that huge, but if people start sending you a lot of attachments, it can quickly fill up greatly. So you definitely want to keep an eye on that. Flickr is a great option for that. And we use YouTube for videos. It's another great option that way. And I just think it's another great place to go. So by all means, we really, really encourage you guys to come over there. By all means, keep that conversation going as well over at the Jenna Fox or at TWIR TV. You can use the hashtag TWIR TV, TWIR TV, at Twitter. We also keep that conversation going there as well. We try to check those as we can. We try to put up some of the freebies that are available that we see out there that come up as well, so take advantage of those if you guys get an opportunity. Anything that we can help save. Remember, it's all about helping. It's always been about we, not me, ever, ever, ever about me. Unfortunately, some people have accused me of being about me, but I don't know how they can see that, even though we can speculate till the end of time 1,000 different ways that can work. But with that aside, we hope that it is continuing to help you guys. We hope you guys continue to have and stay cool for this week. There's a lot going on. And remember, if you guys want to be part of the studio audience, put TWIR TV, TWIR TV, at gmail.com in the subject, studio audience. If you guys want to be part of our studio audience up here, we would really, really love to have you. We always have picture opportunities after. Those are fun. And they're so great to just pass around and network and have a good time about that. If there's a show that you're interested in and you're serious about that, by all means, TWIR TV, TWIR TV at gmail.com. Under the subject, put show idea. And we're always open to different ideas as well. So by all means. Also, if you find a great resource out there of robotics and information, not just news of robotics, but media of robotics, and maybe you want to come on and do a review on current movies about robotics, that's great too. Now, of course, it would be much more usually spaced out. We don't always see, but if you could cover everything from independent, commercial, international, I mean, there are all kinds of aspects and all kinds of avenues to take it. It doesn't always have to be robotics. Even anything related, even if a little piece of tech is in there, or maybe something that's to do with tech, and that doesn't matter either. We could definitely look into those options as well. So if you have any kind of those ideas, you want to be part of the studio audience, remember to email us, TWIRTV, TWIRTV.com, at gmail.com. In the subject, putting either studio audience, if you want to be part of the studio audience, or if you have a show idea, or if there's any news that you want us to pass along and talk about on our next episode, that we will see, episode 12 is next Tuesday. By all means, or if you have some highlights, or if there's maybe a coverage of a particular event coming up that you guys want us to talk about. By the way, we're very, very excited about this. Ouya, O-U-Y-A, will be officially retail available this week as well, so keep an eye out for that. on the new HTC One. Excuse me. And many, many more. So keep a close eye out for any of those ideas, as well as a close eye over on the Kickstarters that we also were talking about earlier as well. The Build Microsoft conference as well. If you're more interested in that, check that one out. I encourage you guys to do that. Getting ready kind of to wrap things up. We have a lot happening here at TWIR. We're so excited. Like I said, we're working on the Hobby Kit show. Right now it's sort of put on hold because now we've reached the point where, great news, we did finally receive the little mini triangle screw, so we was able to finish taking apart our Wally, or at least 3/4, and then now we got to actually go back and get a much thinner, another Phillips screwdriver to finish taking apart the middle chassis itself. There are 2 more screws in there. We can't reach with our other unit until we can pick up another new screwdriver, because we had a couple of screwdrivers but they got stripped, and we try not to use those. We try to use a higher form of that, and we try to use them very carefully so that they don't strip, but life happens and things happen like that. So we're very excited about that one as well, the Hobby Kit show as well. We're excited to kind of see where that's going to go. Check other things out over there as well. If you guys want to check us out, by all means, we encourage you to subscribe at our YouTube channel, youtube.com/thejennafox. YouTube / we make sure that we want to thank Cat and Fox Studios for the use of this beautiful studio in here. Gorgeous. I love the setup. And by the way, nice and cool in here today. It's supposed to get between 11 a.m. and 11 p.m. one of the highest, hottest air times of the year up here in the Maine and New England area. It'll be very, very hot today, so it'll be nice. We're going to keep ourselves well hydrated, which I will be doing right after this. I'm going to go drink some more water because my mouth is starting to get parched and dried as I wrap up my show. I hope you guys are staying cool. I really, really always appreciate it. I hope you guys are having and had the last good week, and a shout out to a happy Pride week from the last few weeks. I wanted to send that shout out last week, by the way, to all my family and friends that are involved in that. I hope you guys had a wonderful, wonderful time being involved in all that excitement that was going on as well out there, all throughout the country. And there's constantly always something happening. We had National Quebec Canada Day yesterday. All my Canadian friends, we love you. I hope everything is going well up there, up north. And just to everybody, I hope everyone's having a good start to your week this week. Remember, please stay cool. Stay hydrated, as we will. And we're just getting ready to wrap up. So again, remember, keep that conversation going at hashtag TWIRTV, TWIRTV, over there at twitter.com /TWIRTV /TheJennaFox, or at TheJennaFox. They're also tagging them. They've also added tags now to Facebook, so you guys can also do that over on facebook.com, looking for us, adding us on TWIR TV. I think we're actually named TWIR Web TV over there. It was the only way to help get that set up so that we could use that email that way. So you guys can find us over there. By all means, add us, like us, subscribe to us. We really always appreciate your help, your support, and all that we're doing. We want to keep this conversation going. We really want to encourage everybody. I hope you guys are having a great week. Thank you. I apologize that the screen keeps hitting my glasses here, and I get this back feedback from the screen. So hopefully we can eradicate that as we change the angle and on how things are going there. I'm glad to be a little more centered here at the moment, just as we're wrapping things up. So I hope you guys have a great week. Keep on working away with things in your robotic innards. Keep things progressing up here. We hope you guys continue to find ways to be creative, be innovative. Keep that conversation going with robotics. We hope that you guys continue to love robotics and send our love, our joy, and our excitement, and hope that